who's spoken about Lando Norris's and McLaren's title chances this season. Now, while McLaren have only won 2 races this year, they have been very consistent at the front of the grid and have taken a lot of points away from Red Bull, especially with Sergio Perez struggling for form. From the constructors' side, they're currently 42 points behind Red Bull, but things are more comfortable in the drivers' standings, with Max Verstappen 78 points clear of Norris. But Hamilton says it's not impossible for Norris to beat Verstappen, adding that McLaren are in a really strong place. He was quoted by Racing News 365 as saying, "It's not impossible, but it's a very, very high, huge challenging task, but absolutely not impossible." They've got 2 very strong drivers that are able to compete against, ultimately currently in the championship, one car that's really up there, doing a lot of the point scoring on the other side. So they've got something they can work with for sure. Now, I do think 78 points is going to be too hard to close down, but I do think McLaren will have a very strong chance at the constructors. I mean, both drivers have been delivering very good points, and if they can keep things consistent after the summer break, I do think Red Bull will have a challenge finishing first in the constructors. Now, on the subject of McLaren, CEO Zak Brown has said he wants power taken away from individual teams when it comes to votes on key F1 issues. Under the current rules laid out in the Concord Agreement, all 10 teams on the grid get 1 vote in meetings, while an F1 representative and the FIA also get a vote. But Brown said the actions of some team principals were embarrassing and that the FIA and F1 should have more power. Brown was quoted by the Daily Express as saying, "I'd like to see us get rid of majority votes and get to a simple 50%, as something could get through because we're all conflicted in some way at some point, and the threshold for teams to be able to rally together and block something is there. Whether it's an A to B team issue, whether it's a manufacturer issue, I think we do need to give more of the power back to Formula 1 and the FIA to do what they think is right for the sport. We're our own worst problem at times. Not everyone is on the same page because they want to have the ability to influence the outcomes, and it can be pretty embarrassing at times in the team principal meetings."